The king looks upon the youth and says, Scion of the blood of the hero of legend Erdrick, long have I awaited thy coming. Oh, yeah, they speak in ye old English and have a bunch of different accents in this series. It grows on you after a while, but for the sake of both of our sanities, I'll summarize his opening monologue to us. Basically, everything I said in the beginning, he says again. So I might have been able to skip doing that intro. Huh. But he also gives us the task of defeating the Dragon Lord and retrieving the Sphere of Light. No pressure, just do the thing that legions of men and the legendary hero failed to do. Thankfully, the king pays us in advance and gives us 3 chests of goodies to help us on our journey. Buddy, you have put a lot of trust into somebody who could easily take all this wealth and run. The king also suggests that we should listen to the wisdom of his loyal subjects gathered in his throne room. All 3 of them. And then the king blesses you to start your journey. Welcome to Dragon Quest, our first RPG, or rocket propelled grenade for all our non first person shooter fans out there. It actually stands for role playing game, wherein it's a game that you play a role. Isn't isn't that all games? To be fair, RPGs are better defined as games where you control a character in an immersive world where you tend to gain skills and stats by leveling up. We'll definitely cover these ideas further as we go on. Probably. Don't hold me to it. So, why cover Dragon Quest? Well, Dragon Quest is one of the earliest RPGs and acts as a perfect entry point for someone who has no clue what an RPG is. RPGs can very quickly get very complex and can very easily become overwhelming. Dragon Quest is relatively simple, and I figured it was the best game to introduce the concept with. In Dragon Quest, we play as this guy who's established as a descendant of a legendary hero. What's his name, you might be wondering? Well, it's up to you. You could name the hero whatever you want. May it be your favorite fictional character, or even give him your own name if you really want to feel that true immersion. Oh, yeah, Westy, the legendary hero, is here to save the day, baby. Personally, I give names to the characters that I create via character creation, as I feel like I am the one who gives them their background. However, when a character has a design and a background, I tend to prefer to use a quote unquote default name most of the time. The default name of this hero, as far as I can tell, is Alf. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is he named after the land, or is the land named after him? Or that might just be me, as that's one strange name to name your kid. Anyways, Alf here begins his journey by humbly opening up the chests given to him by the king, inside of which he finds a torch, a magic key, and 120 pieces of gold. Dang, that might be the most amount of money we've ever started a journey with so far. Too bad it'll barely get you a wooden club and a sandwich. Really digging deep for the legendary hero there, aren't you, King? Suppose it's better than nothing, but not by much. Anyways, let's talk to the loyal subjects in the king's chamber. The counselor informs us that the Princess Gwaelin has been kidnapped, which we already knew about because of the intro, but he does a good job of telling us how sad everyone is to not have the princess around. This chick must be pretty amazing to cause an entire kingdom to lose all hope of living without her presence. What, is she the living embodiment of our fans' love and support? Because if that's the case, I totally understand why the entire kingdom is so dreary without her. Anyways, the other guys in the chamber are both castle guards, one of which tells you how magic keys can be used to open doors. Believe it or not, this is actually extremely useful advice, as there are several locked doors in this game that can only be opened with magic keys. We should probably try to find more of these magic keys. Add it to the list of things to do. The other guy informs us that we should stock up on supplies in the nearby town of Tantagle. Man, very useful advice from these loyal subjects. The princess is missing, keys open doors, and we should go shopping. Don't know how I'd come to these conclusions without you guys. Anyways, we might as well use our one and only magic key to open this door and head on downstairs. The main floor of the Tantagle Castle holds many people, most of which are completely useless. Most of them are complaining about how much their lives suck under the plight of the Dragon Lord's reign. No wonder they need some dude who might be related to a mythical legendary hero to save their miserable lives. I mean, seriously, take agency in your lives, people. However, there is a guy over here who will refill your evil magic points. For when you get them. Anyways, we might as well head on over to the town of Tantagle. I'll explain exploring the overworld in a minute. In the meantime, shh, you see nothing. It's just an awkward transition. Just an awkward transition. Welcome to the town of Tantagle. Tantagle is a cozy little hamlet of a town. Most of the residents here have things to tell you, which can act as hints for what you're supposed to be doing. However, that's not always true, as in the case of this stalker lady. If you talk to her, she'll claim that you think she's Princess Gwalin without any evidence of us stating this, and she's flattered to be complimented so highly by a complete stranger. And since this must be the first time this has ever happened to this lady, she'll follow you around until you leave the town. Ew, get away from me, you weirdie. I was just trying to figure out if you sold keys that open any lock. I was not looking for a lock that opens to any key. Anyways, Tantagle also holds some very important buildings to any beginning adventurer. The first shops. Let's grab our Ugg boots and pumpkin spice lattes and go shopping. One of the shops is an item shop where you can find herbs that will slightly heal you, more torches, and a dragon scale. What in the glorious name of Rubis are you doing with one of the only accessories in the game? Also, where did you get a dragon scale? Are you working with the Dragon Lord? I got my eyes on you, shopkeep. Anyways, the other shop is a weapons and armor shop where you can buy, believe it or not, weapons and armor. Since I just spent $20 on a sick as Tony Hawk's 900 Dragon Scale, I'm actually still able to afford to buy at least one item of pretty much everything in the store. Only thing I can't buy is the copper sword, but that's okay because conveniently enough, I already have a weapon, which is the bamboo spear. And that's gotta be just as good, right? No, this is worse. This is way worse. Oh well, it'll have to do for now. Anyway, since we already have a quote unquote weapon, we might as well invest in some armor. Apparently, we are buck naked at the moment, as the only thing we have on us that was not given to us by the king in that radical dragon scale is a bamboo spear. I mean, I get it, man, it's liberating, but we're the descendant of destiny. Let's have a little bit of class here. Let's buy some leather armor, and unfortunately, that will end our shopping spree as we don't have enough money to get anything else. So now that we're moderately equipped, let's begin our adventure in earnest to the overworld.